Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we're going to be taking a look at the DID Palm Hero 1/12 MI6 agent Jack. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other content that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It's free and easy for you to do, and it really helps the channel grow. With all that out of the way, guys, once again, we are going to be taking a look at the DID Palm Hero 1/12 MI6 agent Jack. Now, obviously, we know who this is supposed to be. DID is a third-party company that creates unlicensed toys of soldiers and whatnot, and this is their latest release of their 1/12 MI6 agent Jack. We know this is supposed to be, Daniel Craig's James Bond, so I'm just gonna go ahead and refer to him as such. Even considering that the background that they gave us right here, if you just move him to the side, it actually says Division 00 right there at the bottom. So if you didn't believe it before, you have to believe it now that this is essentially just Daniel Craig's James Bond, but in 1/12 form. So super cool. I barely discovered this literally the other week. I was on OfferUp browsing CoolFigurez, and lo and behold, this guy popped up. He is going for $90 retail, but I was able to come up with a great deal of only $60 for this guy. So brand new out of the package. So definitely an amazing find. So super happy with this guy. He isn't perfect, but he is great. But we'll get into that. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and start taking a look at all the stuff that this guy comes with, because he does come with quite a lot of stuff. So first and foremost, he does come with this amazing backdrop right here, as you can see, which is essentially the front of the box that he comes in too. So it is a very hard shell case, and it is a very thick background piece, so that way you can throw that up if you want to pose him in front. But let's go ahead and take a look at the hands that he comes with. So as you can see, he actually has some gloved hands on. However, the other hands that they give you are not gloved hands, because this guy can actually wear two shirts. So you see him wearing the blue sweatshirt, but he also has another shirt underneath which you can actually use. I'm going to go ahead and show you a picture right here, because I am not going to remove the jacket in this review, because per their own instructions, you should heat up the figure before removing the head sculpt or the hands, and I have not done that yet. And so in order to remove the jacket, I'm gonna have to remove the hands, and I'm just not gonna do that. So if you want to prove it, tells you right there before removing anything to heat it up with a blow dryer. So yeah, definitely not gonna remove anything during this review. So yeah, he does come with one set of gloved hands, but the other ones that he comes with are all ungloved. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. So you do get a pair of fisted hands right there. You do get a pair of open relaxed hands. Now the one thing I will say is the hands do look a little female-ish with the nail polish looking fingertips. I know it's just to show that, that's the nail and whatnot, but in my opinion, it looks like pink finger polish. So that's just my opinion. But obviously, it's not something that you're going to be paying too close attention to, especially when he has a gun in his hand. You're going to be paying attention to the amazing detail in the weapon that he's holding. We'll get to those soon. But he does also come with a pair of C-grip hands, so you can grab some stuff. I do have a martini that I just got with my high roller Gomez that I may have to give him. So next up, he does come with a pair of essentially the same hands that he has on right now, but without the gloves. So he does come with a right-handed trigger finger hand without the glove, as well as a left-handed relaxed gun barrel holding hand. Or I guess it's not relaxed, since it's a gun barrel holding hand. So yeah, but other than that, guys, that is all the hands that he comes with. He does not come with any alternate head sculpts, which makes sense. I mean, it's James Bond. He doesn't actually like scream when he fights or anything. Maybe just a more stern looking head sculpt would have been nice, not such a neutral, more of just like an angry stern like he's getting down in a fight. But I'm happy nonetheless with this head sculpt. I mean, it does resemble Daniel Craig very well. The eyes are a little hit and miss depending on the angle. He either looks like he has no pupils or it looks like his pupils are amazingly done. It just really depends. From this angle, it looks like he has no pupils. But anyways, guys, continuing on with this review, as you can see on his pants, he actually has a few studs right there to represent his pockets, and they do go ahead and give you a few extra ones in case those fall off or anything happens. So next up, let's go ahead and take a look at all the weapons that this guy comes with, because he does come with a few different weapons. So first off, he does come with a handgun in his hand, which is his iconic handgun that he usually carries around and uses. This very small handgun. We'll go ahead and take a look at it last, right before we pull him forward. So before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a look at the other weapons that this guy comes with. He does come with this assault rifle right here, which is really cool. Unfortunately, when I bought this, the guy did mention that this gun came broken in the package, which makes sense. It did come from a third-party seller and all the way from China, so it's acceptable. It's a very small hinge, so it makes sense, but he did manage to glue it, and you can't even tell that it was broken, so I'm happy with it. I wasn't really going to be messing with the stock too much anyways. But besides that, this gun still has a few hidden secrets. So right here on the grenade launcher, it is removable, so you don't have to have that on, and the magazines are also removable on this gun. So yeah, super cool. Like I said, the other thing would be that the stock would move in and out, but it's just a minor thing. Other than that, like I said, I got them for $60, basically brand new out of the package, just minus that. So next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the next weapon that he comes with, and that is a regular kind of like a Glock looking handgun, where this is like a P99 or P90 something. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a gun guy, so I apologize if I'm totally butchering and getting these guns wrong, but this looks like a Glock to me. As small as this is, it is very nicely detailed. They did add those nice little white dots right there for accents, and the magazine does actually remove as well on the little handguns. Just have to get your nail on it, and right there. And it's really cool the amount of detail that they put into this. You know, you can see the bullet there and just slide it back in. So you don't get any extra magazines for the handguns. You only get an extra magazine for the next rifle. So you do get 2 assault rifles. You get that other one, and you do get this typical AR assault rifle. The cool thing about this one is it does come with this nice strap, so that you can put it around his head and shoulder, and it'll dangle the gun very coolly. The cool thing also is that the stock on this one does move back and forward, or forward and back. I don't know why I reversed those two. And the magazine as well is removable. Now the other cool thing about this one is, much like the handgun that he has there, this one also comes with a silencer. So you just attach that to the front, and you've got a silenced AR-15 or whatever this is. Like I said, I'm not a gun guy. I'm just going based off basically Call of Duty. So you do also get this nice little accessory piece, which allows you to turn his weapon into a double clip accessory. So you could put the extra clip right here, you put the other one opposite right here, and now you've got 2 clips ready to go. So when one runs out, you don't have to go finding another one. You just simply pull it out, flip it around, and put it back in. If you guys have seen John Wick, you'll have seen him use this in the movie. And if you haven't, just look it up on YouTube, John Wick dual magazine scene or something like that. I don't know, I'm sure it'll pop up. But yeah, guys, overall the detailing in this rifle is nicely done. I do like that the stock moves. It's really cool and nice. It's just a nice little detail. The scope is sculpted on there, so that is not removable, and it does have a little hole, as you can see, so you can actually see right through it. It's not actually like plastic up or anything. You can see right through that, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, that is basically all the weapons that he comes with, besides the one that he actually has in his hand. So why don't we go and pull him forward and pull this gun out of his hand, and let's go ahead and put him back and hope he stands, and he does. So this handgun is his P99, the one that he typically uses, the classic Bond handgun, and this one does come with a silencer. This does not fit the other handgun, because the other handgun doesn't actually have an opening in its barrel for it to go in. So whereas this one actually just covered and went over the barrel, this one actually has a small little pin or peg to go into the barrel, which this one has an opening. So as you can see, it's very small, very delicate, so be very careful with it because this one is a smaller gun, but it is nicely done with a little bit of silver paint right there. It did bleed over, but I mean, it's a very, very small part and piece, so it's kind of hard not to get bleed over right there. So much like the other handgun, this one does also have a removable magazine, but this one actually has a silver magazine underneath, which is nice, with some nice little dots for the ventilation holes as details, and of course the bullet on top. So yeah, guys, for a third-party company, I mean, I have to admit they do hit it out of the park, and I do have a few other third-party figures on pre-order. I should be getting in a third-party 1/12 Deathstroke sometime this week, and I did pre-order a 1/12 third-party Heath Ledger Joker, so he should be coming in sometime soon as well. And I believe I pre-ordered another third-party 1/12 figure. I cannot think or remember what it is. Oh yeah, the Mask. They announced a Mask figure, the one from the Jim Carrey 1990 movie or 90s movie. I don't remember exactly what year in the 90s it came out, but they did announce a figure for him in 1/12 as a third-party company, and I went ahead and picked that up. That is on pre-orders, as well as the Deathstroke and the Heath Ledger Joker. So once those all come in, like I said, the Deathstroke should be coming in sometime this month, hopefully soon. I will definitely be putting those reviews up. So yeah, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and pull this guy forward so that we can get a nice closer look at him, because he is a very nicely done figure. Like I said, as a third-party figure, these guys definitely give Mezco a run for their money, although Mezco still has them beat, because there are a few slight things with this figure that Mezco definitely already has figured out that this company needs to work on. But starting off with the head sculpt, it has a great resemblance to Daniel Craig, obviously, and like I said, from certain angles it looks like he has soulless eyes, but from other ones it just looks really fucking good. I absolutely love the hair and the detailing in the hair, the sculpt of the hair. It just looks amazing. You can totally see the fade in his hair, so that's really cool. But with that being said, guys, so here's a look at his clothes. Like I said, those studs are there as pockets, and I guess they do have a tendency to fall off, so they give you some extra ones. This belt and holster are accessory pieces in the box that aren't technically on him. Thankfully, the guy did put the belt on, because it's not the easiest thing to do, and all you have to do to put this thing on is slide it up his leg and then clip it in, and you're good to go. So yeah, like I said, I haven't heated up the joints on this guy yet, so I'm not going to remove the hand, so I can't remove the jacket. But you saw that picture of what it looks like, so here it is right here. Let me go ahead and see if I can lift the jacket up a bit so that you guys can get a nice close look. So yeah, he has the suspenders as well as the little buttons right there, so super cool. But yeah, guys, all in all, just a typical, agent looking guy, obviously James Bond, and I absolutely love it. I cannot get enough of it, and I cannot wait to shoot him. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna have a lot of fun shooting him. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into articulation. So his head can turn all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Unfortunately, he is that horrible head neck combo that I absolutely hate, but for what it is, it actually gets some pretty decent articulation. Although here he kind of looks like a turtle, opposed to actually just looking down. He can't really touch his chin to his chest, so that's why I say he looks like a turtle. But it still looks pretty decent. He'll look up that far. You do get some decent head tilt and wobble, so that's good. Nothing too crazy or fancy. His arms will go out to a T-pose even with the sweatshirt. Once again, we're dealing with a soft goods outfit and stuff. He's not going to get the full articulation which the figure can allow, but surprisingly this sweatshirt does allow for his arms to go up that far. He can, I already said he can go to a T-pose. Slight butterfly joint in there. You do get rotation at the bicep, but it's very tight. You do get double hinge elbows. It allows him to really bend his arm inwards. You do get rotation at the wrist, in and out, up and down, hinging, whichever way you have that ball joint facing. Looking at his torso, he does have really good side-to-side movement. He can twist at the top as well as at the bottom. So you get some really good twisting mobility. Looking at his ab crunch downward, he can go that far. He can bend back that far. Looking at his leg articulation, it is really hindered by these pants, so he can only kick out that far. Definitely cannot join the cheerleading squad. He can kick forward that far. He can kick back. Actually, he can't kick back at all, but he does come with double hinge knees, and the pants do allow him to utilize those double hinge knees very well. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to a part that I do have a gripe with. Well, one part I don't have a gripe with is obviously a boot cut for a boot swivel. He does also come with a thigh swivel up top. The one thing I do have a gripe with is that the boot, as you can see, is all one piece. So I'm sure you can already tell what that means. You get absolutely no ball rocker hinge joint right there, or up and down mobility of the ankles. They're basically just statues at that point. So you can get them into some really cool poses, but you'd have to really just shoot them from the ankles up, because his feet will look a little ugly. His upper torso and everything above the ankles will look good, but the feet will look ugly. But other than that, guys, I really don't have too many gripes with this guy. He is an amazing figure, especially considering he comes from a third-party company. Or I shouldn't even be saying that, because a lot of third-party companies put out a lot of great, unlicensed licensed figures. So, they're not licensed, but they're technically a licensed figure, much like this one. But yeah, guys, with that being said, join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday for Coffee and Toys live over on Instagram at CoolFigurez, where I will have a special guest every week. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, VRare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. VRare Store, check them out, guys.